You're new in Djurgårdens, new in Sweden. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Your name, it's pronounced Gale, Gale,
Yes, correct. That's correct. Gale.
Gale. Okay. And I also read that you had a nickname in America. You called Boss.
Yeah, apparently, because my last name has boss like in it, and they say I'm kind of dominant, I guess. So, boss is kind of a dominant name. So I don't know. I don't know how it came about, but yeah, that's
But
my nickname.
has it picked up in Sweden yet?
No, not yet.
Probably after this interview then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Uh, I read a lot about you before this, and I must say you have quite an interesting background. You were born in Africa, in Togo, and spent your a part of your childhood in Benin. Was it right?
Yes, that's correct.
Can
I
you,
was
yeah, can you tell me a little bit about that and how you came to America and everything?
okay. Yeah, I was born in Togo, and when I was about 1 years old, there was kind of like a civil war in Togo at the time, and my father was like a general in the army, and so for my family to be safe, he decided it'd be better if my mother and my brothers and my sisters to move to Benin, and we moved there, and he stayed in Togo for a little bit, and he would go back and forth and visit us. But then in 1999, when I was 7, um, my father passed away, and about a couple months, about 7 months or so later, uh, my family moved to New York through like the help of like Catholic charities, and for like a resettlement, and they helped us resettle in New York, and from there I started playing, and then that's how I got here.
Uh, what impact has this well your childhood had on you as a person?
As a person, well, I didn't really grow up like I was 7 when we moved, so I didn't wasn't really raised in Africa, but I was raised in New York, which is kind of good because the weather in New York, where I'm from, Syracuse, it's up north, kind of towards Canada, so it's kind of similar to the weather here. So it's not that it's a new type of like climate for me here. I'm used to it, so it's
Okay,
good.
so it's no shock when you had the Swedish preseason.
No, no, the weather wasn't a shock. Well, it was because I was in Portugal a little bit for before I came here, but other than that, yeah, I was used to it back in New York.
But then you started play. Did you start play football in Benin, or did you start when you moved to America?
Well, we play like just for fun, like on dirt fields in Benin in the refugee camp. But when I moved to New York was when I picked it up.
Okay, and then well, in if you read in American press, you can see that you were you developed quite fast. And you were a rising star and considered a very big talent. And played for many of the national teams for on the junior levels. Uh, what happened then?
Well, when I was 15, I was scouted by the national teams, and I went and I played with the under 17 national team. We lived like in Florida, in this thing called residency, where you we live together and train for the under 17 World Cup. And well, I did not make the under 17 team, but after that, I worked hard and I made the under 20 team, and I played in Egypt in the championship last year, and I also play on the under 20 team at the moment, and we did not qualify for the championship, which was kind of a great disappointment. But it's a great learning experience for myself and for my teammates, and we will pick up from there and grow as players and as a person and learn from the mistakes that we made and try to better ourselves in the future.
And you had some time. I don't know. In was it 2009 when you were in Spain and trained with like Atletico Madrid and Sevilla and Valladolid? Uh,
Yes, that's correct.
According to the reports in the media, they wanted to sign you, but you said no.
Yes, at the moment, yes, they wanted to sign me, but I was immature. I was afraid to move. You know, I wasn't ready for it, and if I was going to move, my mother would had to move with me as well, and she just moved to a new country, and she doesn't speak that great of English. You know, so I didn't know, I didn't want to make her move. You know, I didn't want to do that to my family. You know, so and I wasn't ready for it, so decided it was best for me to stay in the States and train.
And after that, you were signed by this company, I think, Traffic Sports. We don't really have that sort of companies in Sweden. So can you tell me a little bit how it works when you get signed by a company?
Um, well, Traffic is a Brazilian-based agency, and they have academies in Brazil and an academy in Portugal, and they own a team in Portugal, Estoril, which is in the second division, is one of the better teams in the second division in Portugal, and they own Miami FC as well. So I signed with them, and I played with the Miami FC before I went to the championship, the under 20 championships, and the plan was for me to do well in the championship and find a club after that. And I did well, and I went to Braga, and that's how I got here.
And after Braga, your contract or your time there expired last summer. Uh, How was the fall for you?
The fall,
Yeah, the autumn.
um, well, it was kind of like a unfortunate kind of situation. They wanted to bring me back, and apparently, when time came to negotiate and stuff, they got a new president. You know, they elected like a new president, and it didn't just agreed, or I don't know what happened, and it didn't work out. But I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to start my career here, and I'm happy to. I like Sweden, and just trying to learn, and grow as a player here, and see where I can go from here.
So what's your like status at the moment? You're still owned by Traffic, but your garden has loaned you from them or something.
Yes, I'm still owned by Traffic, and I'm on like a 6 months loan, which ends at the end of July,
Uh,
and so we see where things go from there.
do you want to stay in your gardens after that?
Well, right now I just want to focus on getting us outside of this kind of slum that we're in, and see where things goes. And at the end, well, I don't have a control in what happens really, so I just want to control what I can do and play, which is play football, and I want to do that to the best of my abilities and help the team in any way possible I can, and see where things go.